Good evening, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to a live edition of Carolina Panthers Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. And it is such a special day because the Carolina Panthers got a huge, very impressive victory here on Christmas Eve against the visiting Detroit Lions in their very last home game of the season. Wow. Wowzers. What a victory today. And we're going to celebrate. We're going to definitely celebrate. We got Christmas right around the corner. But we can add to that celebrating this victory. The Carolina Panthers defeat the Detroit Lions at home by a final score of 37-23. As the Carolina Panthers offense put up 4 touchdowns today. Very, very impressive. Very impressive. And after only putting up 21 total rushing yards last week against the Steelers, this team has come back and put up 320 total rushing yards against the Detroit Lions. Whew. Wow. Wow. What a way to bounce back and make a statement. I mean, yeah, that's huge, y'all. That's huge. So let's get into this, because I was feeling myself throughout this game. Was definitely feeling myself. But let's start from the top. Sam Darnold. I see you, Sammy D. I see you, Sammy D. 15 of 22, 250 yards, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Once again, no interceptions, and once again, didn't get sacked a single time. Got to give credit where credit's due. Sam Darnold made some great throws. A QBR of 85.6. I see you, Sammy D. That's what's up. That is what's up. I love it. I love it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. No turnovers, a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, a QBR of 85.6. I see you, Sammy D. That's what's up. Let's talk about this running game. Oh my Lord, this running game. Like, I don't know what whoever said after that Pittsburgh game, but the O-line got it together, and they were determined they were going to bounce back, and we were going to have a running game today. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Let's start from the bottom. Raheem Blackshear had 3 carries, 3 yards, and a touchdown. He had the first touchdown of the game. You had DJ Moore on a carry for 8 yards. You had Sam Darnold. He had a few scrambles and also a few quarterback runs off the option. 6 carries, 19 yards, and he did get a touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Chuba Hubbard breaking out in a big way. 12 carries, 125 yards. He didn't get a touchdown, but he had some very big runs today, especially starting in the first quarter. And then Deontay Foreman, the leading rusher of the game, 21 carries, 165 yards, and a touchdown. Whew. It was like Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman were trying to upstage each other. They were trying to compete. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, y'all, 43 total carries, 320 total rushing yards today. Like, fantastic. Fantastic. The running game showed up and showed out. 320 total rushing yards today. Whew, man. At the coldest game in Panthers franchise history. Wow. Wow. And, you know, we still got a little something out of the passing game. 250 total passing yards. DJ Moore, 5 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Terrace Marshall Jr., 2 catches, 55 yards, including one very impressive catch he made while being pretty much grabbed by the defender, and he still made the catch. Laviska Shenault, 3 catches, 53 yards, including one really nice one where he kept running. He kept running, got some extra yak, was beautiful. Tommy Tremble, 2 catches, 18 yards. Shi Smith had a first down catch for 17 yards. Ian Thomas had a first down catch for 12 yards. And Raheem Blackshear had a catch for 12 yards. So, 250 total passing yards for Sam Darnold. But yeah, we saw a taste of the passing game in effect today, And like I said, no turnovers. Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over, didn't get sacked, had plenty of time throughout the game. Everybody looked good. And I have to say, man, in the receiving game, Terrace Marshall Jr., I got a feeling that dude is going to be a star. Like, he has made some incredible catches. I think the main thing is if Terrace Marshall Jr. can stay healthy, I think he could end up being a great receiver for our team. I really, truly believe that. He's made some incredible catches. I think, we just got to feed him the ball more, but I truly believe Terrace Marshall Jr. can be somebody special. Laviska Shenault, same thing. These are guys we should really consider. We should really consider keeping. So, this was a great showing today on the offense. The offense was cooking. 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. The offense was cooking. Super Trebo, hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. What's up, Jason? Merry Christmas. Well, the Panthers look good. Again, amazing offensive line, run game, absolutely. But the nightmare match is next week versus the Bucs. I think the Panthers can pull it off, though. I definitely believe we can pull it off. And like I said, Bucs have lost 2 in a row. They've lost 2 in a row. And who knows? They could end up losing against the Cardinals. So, nightmare match? I don't know if I can agree with that. But we'll see. But Tampa Bay hasn't looked good lately. They've lost 2 in a row. So, we'll see how it goes. But this was a statement win today against the Lions. A tough team. And let's keep it real. The Lions did get theirs today. I mean, Jared Goff, 25 of 42, 355 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns. He got sacked twice. But, I mean, he still got his today. They still put up 3 touchdowns. We did shut down the run, though, so that's a plus. Jared Goff was their leading rusher, 3 carries, 15 yards. DeAndre Swift, 4 carries, 12 yards. We shut down Jamal Williams, 7 carries, 11 yards. Khalif Raymond, 1 carry, 8 yards. I mean, we shut the run down. Jeff R., welcome to the stream. Big win in dominating fashion. Yeah, we gave up some garbage touchdowns, but yeah, pretty dominating fashion. Blitz, you ready for Wiltz to get the job yet? Nope. Got to see how this final record is. I think if we make the playoffs, we win these last 2 games, sure. If not, I think we still got to explore options. But nope. Got to see what this final record looks like. Can't do it. Can't bite yet. Can't bite yet. I have it on my plate, but I can't bite yet. Can't bite yet. Can't take a bite of it yet. But it's on my plate. It's on my plate. Put it this way. It's on my plate. We win the second game. It's all heated up. We win the third game. I'll feast. But yeah, I mean, Detroit definitely got theirs through the air. I mean, DJ Chark, 4 catches, 108 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 76 yards. Khalif Raymond had 1 catch, 56 yards. Shane Zylstra got all 3 of their touchdowns. 5 catches, 26 yards. And of course, we had the fumble that got picked up by YGM. So I thought that was really good. But no turnovers on our side, but we got the 1 fumble takeaway, and we took it down for a score. Shaq Thompson, your leading tackler. Actually, we had a 3-way tie. Shaq, Chen, and Horn all had 6 tackles. Each of them had 5 solo tackles. And both of the sacks came from Brian Burns. So, good stuff there. Eddie Pinheiro made 3 field goals, 4 extra points. So Eddie Pinheiro doing his thing. Still perfect since the Falcons' loss. But I do hope that number 1, I hope Shi Smith is okay. Number 2, I hope J.C. Horn's okay. J.C. looks like it might be a hand or a wrist or forearm injury, one of the 3. But I'm kind of concerned, y'all. If J.C. Horn is out, I don't have a good feeling about J.C. Horn. If he can't play, if he's hurt, that could be. Oh, J.C. broke his wrist. Yeah. That's yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna really hurt, y'all. Our best DB broke his wrist. Ouch. Jeff R says, hate to tell y'all this, but Sam is getting re-signed. New quarterback talk can stop now. You know what? If we really look back, Jeff R has an argument there. I mean, Sam Darnold has yet to turn the ball over. I mean, he doesn't have a crazy amount of yards, but Sam Darnold has been making great decisions. I mean, so far, 509 yards. Or wait, they need to update that. They haven't updated that yet. Yeah, they haven't updated that yet. But honestly, y'all, Sam Darnold has been... Oh, here it is. 759 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Only been sacked 6 times. I don't know, y'all. Like, maybe what everybody's saying is correct. Maybe with a good offensive line, Sam Darnold can really thrive. We might not see him put up 300, 400 yards passing in a game, but if he's making good decisions, not turning the ball over, and he's got plenty of time consistently, you have to imagine, take away some of those games where Baker Mayfield started and replaced with Sam Darnold. I don't know, y'all. Some of those might have a chance of being wins than losses. I mean, Jeff Hart has a fair argument. He has a fair argument. I mean, the evidence is there. The evidence is there. So, and we got to remember, as emphasized before, Sam Darnold's only 25. So, they got a decision to really, really think about. They got a decision to think about. Maybe keeping Sam Darnold ain't a bad idea. Especially with the way he's been playing. I mean, yeah, there's an argument whether he's, he can become a franchise quarterback or if he's just a game manager. But right now, Sam Darnold has proven that he deserves to be re-signed. So, he's making a case for himself. Sam Darnold's making a case. He's making a case. Super Trebo says 570 total yards, franchise record, and they did it on the coldest Panthers game day ever recorded. Yes, made history today for sure. What's up, Mr. Gemini? Let's go. Indeed, quite a statement victory. But like I said, I'm worried about J.C. Horn. I mean, if he, with him breaking his wrist, I got a bad feeling, y'all. I got a bad feeling. Because that's really going to hurt our secondary. I mean, now, and I understand that, some out there in the past have been able to wrap that wrist up, wrap that hand up, and can still play, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm concerned about J.C. Horn. That's our best defender, our best DB. These next two games with possibly without them, but without JC, that's gonna really hurt. That's gonna really hurt. Another game, no turnovers. Yeah, no turnovers. We got one takeaway with the fumble recovery. But I gotta say, offense was cooking today. Offense was definitely cooking. I do feel like we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit with the conservative play. But, Panero did get us 3 field goals. So, I mean, there was that. But, 4 touchdowns from the offense. Very great day. Very great day for the offense. And like I said, Brian Burns picked up 2 sacks. So I believe he's at 12 sacks now. But let's look at the team stats. But yeah, we got 30 first downs, y'all. 30 first downs. 11 passing first downs, 16 rushing first downs, 3 first downs from penalties. Now, I know we were 3 of 9 on third downs today, so still a little bit of a struggle. But, I mean, we did get a lot of first downs on first and second down. So, there's that. But yeah, 570 total yards today of offense. We had time of possession. We won the time of possession battle. Detroit had 24 minutes, 47 seconds. Carolina had 35 minutes, 13 seconds. But another issue, penalties. We had 10 penalties today, y'all. This team is still a very heavily penalized team. So we got to be a little more disciplined when it comes to penalties. We had 10 penalties of 74 yards. Detroit had 4 of 30 yards. So definitely did better in the red zone. 4 of 6 in the red zone. Not bad. Not bad at all. But we got to be more disciplined. Definitely too many penalties. Too many penalties. But aside from that, y'all, we looked really great today, especially on offense. And like I said, the Detroit offense got theirs, especially in the air. I mean, Goff had 3 passing touchdowns, so they did get theirs, I guess kind of sort of in garbage time. But we definitely shut down the run game. I mean, Jared Goff was their leading rusher with 3 carries, 15 yards. So we definitely put a lid on their run game. But Ben McAdoo, I got to give you credit. You exposed this Detroit defense with the run game. I got to give you credit. This was a much better ran game on offense. I got to give you credit. Got to give you credit. My whole thing is, why in the world could we not do this last week? Why couldn't we do this last week, y'all? What the heck? Why couldn't we do this last week? Oh, that's really gonna make me wonder. Like, what the heck? We should have done this last week. What in the world? What in the world? So, since Steve Wilks took over, 5-5. 5-5 since Steve Wilks took over. Right there at 500. But the question is, how's he going to finish? How's he going to finish? Guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm also wearing one of my newest presents. My newest Carolina Panthers shirt. Thanks, Dad. But yeah, I felt like once I got it, this was an appropriate time to wear it to celebrate today's victory. But one thing we got to start thinking about is, like, especially when it comes to next week, how we're going to match up on the secondary. If J.C. Horn is going to be out, potentially, you gotta remember Dante Jackson's already out for the season. J.C. Horn could potentially be out these final 2 games. And the Bucks and Saints games, those are important games. Those are division games. So we're going to need our fullest out there. But I still believe that we are capable of winning these last 2 games. Now the Saints did win. They did beat the Browns. The Falcons lost, and the Falcons are eliminated, so there's no way the Falcons can win the division. So really, y'all, we just need to do our part and finish strong. That's really all we got to do, is just do our part and finish strong. If we can do that, then we should be fine. We should be playoff bound. Now, I know that the Bucks play tomorrow. They play tomorrow, Christmas Day, against the Cardinals. So we have to see how things go with that. But yeah, y'all, realistically, the ball is in our hands to run with. And we have the opportunity to finish strong. We get these last 2 wins, we're in. And today was a very convincing victory in a big way. But these last 2 games will be on the road. And, our road record hasn't been good. We only have 1 road win this season. So it's going to be tough. But I think we can do it. I definitely think we can do it. Steve Wilks, the challenge is in front of you, but I believe you can overcome the challenge and get us to the playoffs. So looking at the standings now, So AFC East, like I said, the Bills won the division, so they're in. For the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns have been eliminated, and both the Bengals and Ravens have playoff berths, so they're still battling it out for the division. The AFC South, we know the Colts and the Texans are eliminated, so it's really going to come down between the Jaguars and the Titans. And right now, the Jaguars are in first place in the AFC South. So it's really going to come down between those two teams. And then Kansas City wins the AFC West. Broncos are eliminated. So it's looking really interesting in the AFC. And then for the NFC, Dallas did win. So the Eagles haven't quite clinched the first round bye yet. But Dallas, Dallas and the Eagles both will be in the playoffs. Of course, the Vikings won the NFC North. The Bears are eliminated. And we just learned today that the Falcons are eliminated. Cardinals and Rams are eliminated. San Francisco won the NFC West. So those are the current standings so far. But I've said before, I had a feeling it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to maybe the last game or the second to last game to really determine who's going to end up winning the NFC South. So yeah. It's getting really interesting, y'all. Really, really interesting. But this was a big statement win. One that we really needed. Very impressive. The run game was solid. Well, actually, that's an understatement. But we looked fantastic on offense today. Like, I was very, very pleased, very impressed with the offense. And like I said, defense, we got a turnover. But Kyle Prowix, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. But yeah, we could do a little better on defense. We gave up some garbage touchdowns, so to speak. But we held strong. I really feel like the offense just has to do a better job of keeping their foot on the gas. We ended up playing too conservative and settling for field goals. We gotta really keep our foot on the gas. But other than that, it was just really good to see a victory, a much needed victory for Carolina. We just got to do it 2 more times to make the playoffs. Just got to do it 2 more times. Once we can do it 2 more times, we're in. And definitely Steve Wilkes, I believe, deserves to stay if we can pull this off. But let's see some other stats. Let me go back to the game. But if anything, I've just been really pleased with Sam Darnold. Like, let's have a discussion about Sam Darnold, y'all. What do y'all think? In all honesty, what do y'all think? I already know Jeff R., said so. What do y'all think about the possibility of them re-signing Sam Darnold to a new contract? If he continues to play this way, how would y'all feel about them bringing back Sam Darnold? On the real, on the wheel. I want to get y'all's thoughts on that. Because it definitely looks like a possibility. It looks like a possibility. Okay, there's Jeff R. Re-signed Sam. props to Sam. He's only 24 years old. 25. He's 25. 25. But yes, still very young. Still very young. Mr. Gemini agrees. Mr. Gemini agrees. But yeah, y'all, he's still very young. Like, you know, young and has some experience and, you know, has improved. He's improved. Because I know a lot of folks said, let's see what Sam Darnold can do with an offensive line. And right now, he's proven that he can get the job done with the O-line. Because, I mean, the talent's there. But him having the consistent protection, I mean, y'all, since he started, he's only been sacked 6 times. 6. That's it. Kevin Hubert, welcome to the stream. He says, why not? I mean, yeah, why not? Because you know what I'm thinking? In all seriousness, you know what I'm thinking? We could bring back Sam, and then we could really consider taking a back seat for this upcoming offseason on quarterback and really fill those other big needs. You know, linebacker, you know, defensive line, safety, you know, maybe another tight end. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just something to think about. Because we got other big needs just as much as quarterback, if not bigger than quarterback. You know, so like I said, and then you got a chance to build on the offense even more. And, you know, see what they can do. I know one thing, we should definitely re-sign Bradley Bozeman. That's a must. That's a must with this O-line. Re-sign Bradley Bozeman. That is a must. If we got to franchise tag him, so be it. We got to keep him. He's turned into the leader of this O-line. We got to keep him. Exactly. Build around him. Yeah. Yeah. Because we have to, the evidence so far has been there, y'all. The evidence has been there that Sam Darnold can thrive under good protection and when he has time. Not to mention we had Sammy D doing some razzle-dazzle, getting a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. Shoot. Went on a little speed option with the pitch to Blackshear. I don't know, y'all. Sam Darnold is putting up a strong argument on why he should be re-signed. I'm just saying. Jeff R says re-sign the whole O-line and Sam. Well, thankfully, Corbett, I believe, signed for 2 or 3 years. So Corbett still should be good. Moton should still be good. Brady Christensen, Ikem Ekwonu, they should be good. So I really think it's just Bozeman that probably, you know, needs to be re-signed. I think everybody else should be good. Should be definitely staying. Kevin says, and with the defense we got, pressure burst pipes. True. Look good. Shout out to Eddie too. Eddie Pinero. Eddie Pinero still has yet to miss since that Falcons game. And he hit 3 field goals today and a couple of extra points. 4 extra points because we scored 4 touchdowns. KT, welcome to the stream. We don't need to draft quarterback. In all honesty, that's looking like it's becoming the case that we could consider taking drafting a quarterback on the back seat and focus on the other needs, because we got some other needs, especially linebacker, D line. Like, we can really zone in on the other big needs. I mean, the idea of Sam Darnold. I mean, we still got Matt Corral. He still has a chance to compete. You know, he heals up, can compete next season. Okay, so it looks like a good handful of folks are in agreement. Here's my next question. How many years would you re-sign Sam Darnold for? Let's make it interesting. How many years, y'all? How many years? I'm really curious which I would say to how many years? Jeff R says 2 years. I think 2 years is fair. I think 2 years is fair. Because we have to also remember, Sam Darnold's only 25. So, I mean, Sam is young. Sam is young. You know, we're not dealing with some super old veteran. Sam Darnold's 25 years old. So, Kevin says, we got Matt Corral waiting. I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback. I think he'll have the chance to compete. I think it's definitely reasonable for him to have the chance to compete. KT says 1 to 2 years. 1 to 2 years? Okay. 1 to 2 years. Yeah, we still got to see what Corral got. Yeah. Indeed. He really hasn't gotten a fair shot. So we still have an opportunity to see what he could do. And honestly, with this new offensive line that we had for one whole season and successful, that's going to help Matt Corral. That's going to help Matt Corral. Kevin says, give him one more year just to see what he's working with. Yeah. You know, the O-line has gotten an opportunity to gel together and be successful together. I think with that, plus you got Matt Corral, who we drafted this past offseason draft. I mean, I agree. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. And to be honest, we better re-sign D'Onta Foreman. That's another must. We better re-sign D'Onta Foreman. Chuba Hubbard, you know, Chuba's still on his rookie contract, so we still got Chuba for a while. Honestly, I wouldn't even be against re-signing Raheem Blackshear. Although Blackshear could probably be replaced, I would not be mad if we brought back Raheem Blackshear. I would not be mad. I wouldn't be mad. Laviska Shenault. I wouldn't be mad if we brought him back. I mean, I think our receiving core, I mean, Rashard Higgins, I feel like, is the bust, so we could just ditch him. But I really think we got something in DJ Moore, Terrace Marshall Jr. I mean, Shy Smith, Laviska. I mean, I think we could build quite a core receiving unit. You know, Terrace Marshall Jr., like I said, give this guy some more looks. I think Terrace Marshall could break out as even our number 2. This dude has been making great catches, and he's been staying healthy. He's been staying healthy. So, something to think about, y'all. Something to think about. Kevin says, without draft picks, we can be Super Bowl material for a long time with Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks is definitely making a case for himself, for sure. Definitely making a case for himself. With our draft picks that's coming up, we could be Super Bowl material for a long time. I mean, we got great stock to build on. My only other thing is just thinking about the cap issue, because we still gotta deal with the cap issue. That's the only other thing. Just gotta deal with the cap issue. Let's see. But I really liked how we looked today, y'all. Like, we looked really good today. And I have hope. I have hope. I definitely have hope. One second. We got a top 10 team if we get it together. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Gemini says, what do you think the difference was between this game and the Steelers game that we ran the ball? That is a good question. I mean, that is a really good question. And I'm even surprised to this point, but I feel like a big part of it, Mr. Gemini, our O-line just did not show up that game. I mean, I know the score differential doesn't seem that big, but realistically, our O-line didn't show up that game. Our O-line didn't show up. Like, just... Our O-line didn't show up. And it just hurt because we were pretty much forced to throw the ball. We were forced to throw the ball. I mean, the O-line struggled. Sam got sacked 6 times. Or not 6 times, 4 times that game. And that's the thing. That's really been his worst game as far as sacks. He still didn't turn the ball over that game. He still didn't turn the ball over. So, I mean, I got to give it up to Sam Darnold. His decision-making has been a lot better this season in general. I know he hasn't played the whole entire season, but his decision-making has been gold so far. And the thing is, when did he start? He started, what was it? It was the Falcons game. Yeah, it was the Falcons game. Or actually, no. Wait a minute. When the heck did he start? Hold on. Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack. No, it was the Broncos game. I'm sorry. It was the Broncos game. It was the Broncos game. And since starting, Sam Darnold's been 3-1. 3-1. Since the Broncos game. 3-1. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, you're correct, Mr. Gemini. The Broncos game. The Broncos game. Kevin says, all the junk they talked about us last week, we came out there and did our job and shine. And honestly, I was very impressed as well because I originally didn't pick us to win this game. I picked us to lose by a field goal. Yeah. And it's in the archives, but I originally picked us to lose by a field goal. I just felt like their offense was way stronger than ours, but our offense put up 4 touchdowns. So, hey. Yep. Jeff R. No interceptions. 3-1. No interceptions. Not even an interception in the loss. Which we didn't even lose by that much. So, Sam Darnold is making a case for himself, y'all. He's making a case for himself. And I think it says a lot. It says a lot. I love it. I love it. But I have to say, this was a big statement win after, the tough loss to the Steelers. Jeff R. says his speed is also underrated. He can run. This is true. We've seen Sam Darnold scramble some. He can definitely scramble and give us yardage. And, got to give him kudos on a couple of RPOs where he took the ball and ran. Took the ball and ran. He even got a rushing touchdown. he kind of razzle-dazzled a little bit in the end zone. And he even pulled a Cam Newton and gave away a football souvenir to a lucky fan after his touchdown. I see you, Sammy D. I see you, Sammy D. Oh, man. Yeah, Kevin, yes, you are right. PJ played both Falcons games. You are right. And he did get revenge in that second Falcons game meeting. You are correct. Mr. Gemini says, maybe Sam Darnold and Matt Rule wasn't a good mix. I don't think anybody's a good mix with Matt Rule. I don't think anybody's a good mix with Matt Rule, personally, but hey, hope he does well in Nebraska, I guess. But we'll see what happens. But I definitely, like I said, Ben McAdoo got it together. Ran a good game plan, especially on offense. But man, I was just feeling myself. That first run on offense, y'all, Chuba Hubbard, I thought he was gonna go all the way. And then turned right around and Deontay Foreman did the same thing. I was like, what? And those are some big holes, y'all. And even I saw one of those runs, they had Ian Thomas pulling and hitting on the block. I was like, okay. O-line looking good. Opening up some holes. Kevin says, what are we going to do without J.C. Horn now? That's where it gets really difficult. Because without JC, our secondary is exposed. Now, don't get me wrong. CJ Henderson struggled, but this last half of the season has looked pretty decent. Keith Taylor, there's still argument as to whether he's really a liability or not. Miles Hartsfield and Jeremy Chin did get exposed on one play where he had a perfect opportunity to look back for the ball and knock it down, and he didn't. So Jeremy Chin kind of got exposed there. So I just feel like the secondary could be our weak point going into these last two games. Jeff R. says, Blitz, an interesting question. What do we do with McAdoo if Sam stays? Sam is the reason McAdoo came to Carolina. I don't think he's really that good of an offensive coordinator. He's inconsistent. Like, honestly, I would rather have somebody else than Ben McAdoo. Because I'm sorry, those 4 straight passing plays on the goal line in the Seattle game rubbed me the wrong way. Him calling a quarterback draw on 3rd and 8, just his play calling is sus and it's not consistent. Like, Ben McAdoo just, I'm going to have to say, I wouldn't keep him. Personally, I wouldn't keep him. What do y'all think? Because that's actually a really intriguing question from Jeff R. Do we keep Ben McAdoo? How do y'all honestly feel about Ben McAdoo? I don't think he's that good. Especially this season. I just don't think he's consistent. But how do y'all honestly feel about Ben McAdoo? Kevin says, Sam Darnold been scrambling ever since he been in the NFL, running for his life. Now he got an offensive line. He know how to use them legs to win games. That is a good point. Joe Valesco says no. So Joe Valesco would not keep Ben McAdoo. And you can elaborate more if you'd like, Joe Valesco, but Joel says no. Jeff R. says, I hate to admit it, but Sam looks good under McAdoo. Well, I don't know. It's arguable. It's arguable, but I don't think he's consistent. I really don't. I mean, I give credit to Sam Darnold. He hasn't made any costly mistakes, but we have to at least admit some of McAdoo's play calls are like, huh? What? He's made a lot of those kind of like, what? Play calls. And like I said, the main reason why I originally never said, get rid of him now is because, we would have had nobody to go to. But I think one thing I will say, I don't think McAdoo's offense, it doesn't seem like it's an offense that's gonna put up tons and tons of, crazy stats. And points on average, may fluctuate. But I don't know. Like, me personally, I have to still say no. Anybody else? How do y'all feel about Ben McAdoo? Um, Jeff R says to get rid of McAdoo means to bring in someone else. True. Who is that going to be? That's not anyone good out there. Oh, there's plenty that we could look to go after. I mean, there's definitely other offensive coordinators. I mean, that they could pitch to. I mean, shoot. I would even think about considering Ken Dorsey. Try to steal Byron Leftwich. I mean, there's folks out there that we could try to go after. And, some of them may be up for, head coaching positions. But I'm pretty sure we could end up getting somebody better than Ben McAdoo out there if they really looked into it. I truly believe that they could really come up with somebody better than Ben McAdoo if they seriously looked into it. I mean, if Ben McAdoo's the best we can do, then that says something. That says something. I mean, just, and that's just my thoughts on that. But if that's the best, then But I will give him the credit in that at least he has experience. I will say that. I mean, I will say that, but just Blitz, those guys you named aren't leaving their team for another offense coordinator job. They want head coaching jobs. And I can understand that. But I don't see how anybody can say that there is not anybody else out there not better than Ben McAdoo that we could look into. There's got to be. If there's nobody out there that could be available better than Ben McAdoo, then that's an issue. That's a big issue. If that's the best that we can do, then that's an issue. I'm sorry, but Ben McAdoo is inconsistent. And it has shown this season. He has his moments, but McAdoo is not consistent. And the evidence is there that he's not consistent. That's mainly the point that I'm making. Like, if it's at the point where if there's nobody else out there available that could top that, then something's wrong. That something is very wrong. Very, very wrong. That can't be the best that we can do. That can't be. That can't be. I mean, this will be a very interesting off season. Very interesting off season. Yeah, Mr. Gemini, and I agree with you. He's not. I agree with you. I highly agree. Like, shoot. Main thing we gotta do is our research. Like, don't get me wrong. I had high hopes for him at the beginning of the season because my whole thing was we had Joe Brady as offensive coordinator that wasn't originally an offensive coordinator. He's a passing game coordinator. So, good OCs aren't just floating around, Blitz. Yeah, but come on. So you're seriously saying Ben McAdoo is a good offensive coordinator, and that's the best that we can do? Really? I have to disagree. That can't be the best that we can do. That can't be. That can't be. I'm sorry. Like, 4 straight passing plays on the goal line, there's no excuse for that. No excuse for that. Who does that? Four passing plays on the goal line, no excuse for that. Kevin says, I think he's going to get better with time. He's been here since the beginning of the season, though. He's been here since the beginning of the season. I mean, here's the thing. I understand, Sam Darnold's who he wanted. Sam Darnold's who he wanted, but that still doesn't, there's still no excuse why he can't game plan for the talent that he has and for who we're facing, regardless of who the quarterback is. That's part of your job as an offensive coordinator. That's part of your job as an offensive coordinator. He's decent at best with Sam. He's getting better every week. I mean, 3-1 with Sam. I mean, there is that, but he's getting better every week. He's been here since the beginning of the season, though. We can't just discard, the previous games just because Sam Darnold is here. We have to remember he's been here since the beginning of the season. There's a reason why a lot of our offensive rankings are near the bottom, y'all. They're near the bottom. Each week, those third down conversions, those points per game and such, have been in the 30s. I mean, Jeff R., that's fine, but you can't discredit the fact that he's been here since the beginning. That's part of your job as an offensive coordinator. That's part of your job as an offensive coordinator, though. We can't just give McAdoo a pass just because, one quarterback he's gelling with. He's supposed to be able to help game plan for whoever we have. That's what a good offensive coordinator can bring to the table. I understand Baker Mayfield struggled. I'm not taking that away, but at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and game plan and run your offense, regardless of who you have. Because unfortunately, Sam Darnold wasn't available the whole season. He wasn't available the whole season. So, I mean, Baker's terrible with any offensive coordinator. I mean, if that's the case, he would have never played in the playoffs. He had some success to a degree in the Browns. Otherwise, he would have never had a playoff appearance and a victory. And then we have to also keep in mind, had to work with P.J. Walker as well. He had to work with 3 quarterbacks this season. He had to work with 3. Hey, Mike. Welcome to the stream. A blessed Christmas Eve. Wonderful chat. And Jason. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, too. Mr. Gemini says, if this was Joe Brady, then he wouldn't have got a pass. That's a fair argument. Mike, Stardom Dream Queendom is Thursday, December 29th. Thursday, December 29th. Let's see. It's not his fault. Baker can't throw past the line of scrimmage. He had some inaccurate throws. I will say that. He did have some inaccurate throws. He had some decent throws as well. I mean, he did do a little something something in the Bengals game. So, I mean, he did do a little something something. I mean, like I said, has Baker fallen off some? Sure. But we can't sit there and act like that he's never had some success. PJ looked good under McAdoo as well. I mean, yeah, PJ, he made some good plays and this, that, and the other. But like I said, consistency. Consistency. And also, we have to look at the records. I mean, fact of the matter is, not only records, but we also have to look at how our rankings are. I mean, the rankings are gonna matter as well. Now, I see ourselves getting a boost in the offense from after today's game for sure. But if anything, what has been the most successful on the offense has been, you know, our run game. You know, we came in at 17th. Sacks allowed, tied for 13th. But here's the problem. Total yards, ranked 30th. Net passing yards, 30th. Third down efficiency, 30th. Points per game, 24th. That ain't nothing to be proud of. Like, I mean, and not to mention total yards, passing yards, third down efficiency, points per game have been that way throughout a good bit of the season. I'm just saying, like, yeah, there's been some good things, but there's also been some bad things as well. I'm looking at the full picture. And honestly, I don't believe Ben McAdoo is it. I really don't. Mike says, thanks, Jason. Got a tip box or super chat going? I want to support you, bro. At least a Patreon. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what you can do? You see that at the bottom? That's my PayPal right there. blitzballchamp@mail.com. You can support that way. Sorry about that. But yeah. Let me know if you need to see that again. But yeah. So blitzballchamp@mail.com if you'd like. But it's 100% optional. 100% optional. And the thing that bothers me about it, since we're still talking about Ben McAdoo, my thing is, I had expectations because in his first season as offensive coordinator, take it back to the Giants, they went from the 28th highest scoring offense to the 13th. They took a big leap. So that's my whole thing with that. So my expectations, I'm not going to say were super duper high, but from 28th to 13th, oh, okay, you saw it? Yeah, gotcha. Blitz, I think you're being a little too hard on McAdoo. Rule had final say on the offensive play calling layout. He couldn't perform under Rule, but with Wilkes, he's doing well. But here's the thing, though. Like, even in games post Rule weren't good. Otherwise, the record would show otherwise. And the rankings would be different. What about those rankings? What about those rankings? They're not making big jumps in certain areas. Certain key areas. Points. Total yards. Third down efficiency. Something we've been having issues with for the last 3 years. No, I'm not going to settle. Especially when he is capable of doing better. I'm not going to settle. We've done too much of settling. I'm not going to do it. This is no different from Steve Wilkes on him getting the job. I'm going to wait. If he's as good as we all believe that he can be, we can win these last 2 games and get us to the playoffs, and he'll earn the bag that way. I'm tired of settling. We've done too much of that as a fan base. We've done too much of that as a fan base. Because there were too many games with a whole bunch of questionable play calling. Not only that, we do not establish a habit of keeping our foot on the gas. Which we haven't done that in general. But still, we do not know how to keep our foot on the gas. And that's a problem. That's a problem. The players have to execute. McAdoo only calls the plays. He can't execute for the players. I get that, but Jeff R., that Steelers game, that quarterback draw on a 3rd and 8, when the run game has been a bust. Explain that. The Seahawks game, 4 straight passing plays on the goal line, when we have a running game. Explain that. Things like that stick out and can end up costing games or drives. Like, there's no excuse for that. And there's too many type of calls like that that have happened throughout the season, even post Sam Darnold taking over. Now, thankfully, it hasn't been anything detrimental that's cost us the game yet. But calls like that make no sense. They make no sense. 4 straight pass plays on the goal line? I'm not vouching for that. No, I'm not vouching for that. No. No. I refuse. Mr. Gemini, yeah, he calls the plays all right, 4 straight passes on the goal line. No, I'm not vouching for that. I can't. I mean, he's still got 2 games left, and like I said, he called a good game today. I'll give him that. He's had his moments, but I cannot say that he was consistent. Cannot say that he's been consistent. I can't say that. The 3rd down play was with the intent to go for it on 4th down. Are you talking about on the series with the passing plays? I take it. The running play was unexpected in a 3rd and long. Thought he could catch the defense sleeping. It's a reasonable nah, because today when he did that play call, it was at the goal line, and all he had to do was trot in. That wasn't 3rd and 8. Nah. Not to mention Sam Darnold, outside of scrambling, the only time that he's really been called quarterback draws, even last season, what few quarterback draws he had were at the goal line. But a 3rd and 8 in the red zone, nah, that wasn't a smart call. That wasn't a smart call. Desmond Davis, welcome to the stream. You're right, Steve Wilkes doesn't know how to keep his foot on the gas pedal because, to be honest, we could have put up close to 50 points today. Facts. Okay, you point out the ball play calling now. Can you also point out the good plays as well? Yeah, like I said, he's made some great play calls, but he hasn't been consistently game by game doing that. That's all that I've said. That's all that I've said, is that he's been inconsistent. Because if he's been consistent, we wouldn't have 3 rankings in the 30s. We wouldn't have 3 of those rankings in the 30s. 30s, close to the bottom. I'm just saying. And the only reason why I'm being this way is, he's been there since the beginning of the season. And like I said, is it a fair argument that things could be different if Sam started at the beginning of the season? Sure, I'll give you that. Absolutely. I'll definitely give you that. No offensive coordinators have been consistent. Look at Ben Johnson today. Completely predictable, and he's the hottest. They put up 3 touchdowns on us. They put up 3 touchdowns on us. Jared Goff had a great game. Like, not to mention, they're ranked 5th in points per game. 1st in sacks allowed. 4th in total yards per game. Like, I'm not saying that they're perfect, but when your rankings can stay in that area throughout the season, I'd say that's consistent. Because the Lions did have some success today in the air. There's no perfect team nor no perfect coach in the NFL, win, lose, or draw. True. You got to come to play football, and that goes for any team out there. Absolutely. 100%. You got to bring it. There's been more plays that Ben McAdoo did too that scratched my head and made no sense. Facts. Especially on 3rd down, and is a big reason why we're in the bottom on 3rd down efficiency. Now, to be fair, 3rd down efficiency hasn't been our thing for a number of years, but I would have thought at some point it would have gotten better by now. But like I said, we got a killer run game. Like I said, we're making our way into the top 15 on rushing yards per game. Like, we got that for sure. But then at the same time, we gotta prepare, for potentially other games similar to the Steelers. Potentially to the Steelers, Oh, Jeff R., there's been more than 2 plays, especially all season. There's been more than 2 plays. I mean, there have been calls where we've tried to run the ball on 3rd and long or tried to go deep on a 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 5. Or no, I'll take that back. More like a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and short. Or a run on 2nd down, especially after positive yards. And I think that's one main thing, one overall thing, is have a tendency to, after getting positive yards on the run, kind of lingering from it at times. Thankfully, that hasn't been the case lately, but that has been something I have noticed. And not only that, remember when we had McCaffrey? And that's another red flag. One thing I will give to Ben McAdoo, he's actually had to call a game plan without having a safety blanket and McCaffrey, because that was still an issue when we had McCaffrey. He was the safety blanket, and yet still had the biggest percent of the offense running through him, which made us predictable. And that was definitely one thing. I mean, Jeff R., you say you're not counting Rule and Baker, but it affects our record. It affects our record. We can't act like those games didn't happen, though. Like that, I think that's unfair. Otherwise, some of the folks that we had before, would still be here. Like, those games count as well. I mean, that's why we're in the situation that we're in. We can't just act like those didn't happen. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now. I mean, yeah, those games are in the books. We move forward, but we can't act like those. Look at our record. We can't act like those things didn't happen. Look at the rankings. Those rankings are generated from week to week. And they stick, and they stick. They stick. Yeah, every little thing counts and does affect our record. Yeah, when you focus on the past, you can't see the progression. I'm not saying that there hasn't been any progression. The thing I'm saying is, you can't tell me McAdoo has been consistent this whole year. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now. And there have been many questionable calls throughout this season. And like I said, there has been progression in some areas, especially the running game and how a lot of other things have started to open up. There's been, I'm not discrediting that. But there has been inconsistencies even with what we have now that have been out there. Otherwise, we would be on a hot streak right now, and we're not. I wish we was. I really do wish we was, but we're not. Do I think we can get there? Yeah, I think we can get there. I mean, we're in the hunt to win the division. We definitely have a chance to get there. But you can't convince me that Ben McAdoo has been consistent. Um, Blitz, can he have at least one full season with a compatible coaching staff and quarterback? It would be nice, Jeff R., but that's not always possible. Injuries happen. We can't always control that. And that's the point that I'm making. Like, it's not always promised that we're going to escape unharmed. I mean, it sucks when it happens. You never want to see those things happen, but you also have to be prepared for when those things do happen at all times. That's the point I'm making. Yeah, I agree that, yeah, there's a good chance that things could have been different, so forth and so on. That wasn't the case. It is what it is, but you still got to be prepared. It's just like saying, if we're going up against like a team 10 times better than us, we going to still play that team. We're not going to just sit back and give up because they're a lot better than us. We going to go in, we going to come up with a plan, and we're going to go at it. Injuries happen, unfortunately. We don't always have control over that, but you still got to do the do. You still got a job to do. You still got to adjust. You got to be able to work with what you have, and even the tough situations. Has he done it before? Sure. But he hasn't done it consistently. It sucks. I wish it was different, but I got to keep it real. And the thing that sticks out about it is that it adds up. It adds up. Our past makes our future. Fair point. Was it Rule's decision to not play Foreman, or was it McAdoo's, or was it both? Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I'm actually not 100% sure. Blitz, we are in this problem because Carolina gives up too quickly on players and staff. We'll never create consistency that way. Employment turnover is too quick. I do see that. I do definitely see that. Which definitely has shown over the years. But at the end of the day, as unfortunate as it is, it's a business as well. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why certain things happen, unfortunately. But and like I said, when it comes to Ben McAdoo, like, normally I would say, just flat out cut him. But I say keep him for the end of the season because, we don't want to scramble to just pull up somebody on the fly. Cruza, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Cruza joined the chat. Cruza is a Detroit Lions fan. Congratulations to your Panthers, Blitzball champ. My Lions' run D got gashed all game long, and it didn't look like the team was ready to play today. I know that feeling. Kevin McFarland, welcome. Hello, what a game that was. Very, very impressive. Hope J.C. Horn a fast recovery. Here's hoping, because that's really going to hurt. We run this organization like a college team. Well, unfortunately, we had a college coach for almost three full seasons. And my whole thing is, I don't think we do a good job of doing our research, because if we did a good job doing our research, I don't see how we would have ended up landing Matt Rule so quick like that. That's another thing. I don't think we do our research well. We are winning out this performance today. We dominated the Lions. True. Yeah. But the Lions did get theirs. They did get theirs. Goff did have a great game. Just thankfully, we had a lot of positive drives on offense. We just got to learn to keep our foot on the gas. Paul Mancini, welcome. Great game today. Offense was cooking with the O-line. Running backs, Sam Darnold, and receivers. McAdoo called a great game today. Yes, he did. I give him credit where credit's due. He did call a great game today. Agreed. Kevin Hubbard says, we're rebuilding a team, and I think we're doing good. It's sad that we win and we still get negativity from folks. Yeah, especially, yeah. Which, like I said, I'm happy because, like I said, I originally picked this team to lose. I just thought the offense was going to be too powerful for our defense, but our offense really showed up. 570 yards of offense. Shout out to Steve Wilkes and even Ben McAdoo for the deep passes. Yeah, Sam Darnold had a nice deep one to, who was it? DJ Moore. Ernest Capu, welcome. Carolina Panthers beat Tampa Bay. I think we will. I definitely think we will. Like, Tampa Bay's been struggling. 320 yards of running is unbelievable to be quite honest. You know what I think it was? I think the O-line was so upset with the Pittsburgh game, they didn't want to go out like that. So the O-line was like, you know what? We're not going to have another craptacular showing like the Steelers game. We going to show up and show out. And that's exactly what they did. I think the O-line played mad. Because, when you think about it, 320 total yards rushing, didn't give up a sack. Yeah, they played angry. Paul says, Sam Darnold is playing with so much confidence and really has been smart with the ball. Does he even have a turnover since returning? No, he has not. Jeff R. says, Carolina will not depart from McAdoo as long as Sam plays well. Bank on it. Hope it works out. We will see, but I hope it works out. I hope you're right, Jeff R. 2 more games, potentially more if we make the playoffs. So he's got a shot. The 2 sacks was crazy because their O-line is one of the best in the league this year. Yeah, both by Brian Burns, though, our Pro Bowler. Yeah. So Brian Burns found a way. It was tough, though. It was tough for them to get pressure, for sure. It was really, really tough. But, we have to really see how the report's going to be going into this Buccaneers game. Because we haven't done really well on the road. So our final record at home, 5-4. We're 5-4 at home. This game was really cool to watch because it was a complete team performance. Best game in a few years for sure. And we still have the number of the Lions so far, because remember, we beat them the last couple of seasons as well. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what the lineup looks like going into this Buccaneers game. Because let's also remember, our away record has been trash this year. We only have one win on the road. So hopefully we can finish strong, win these last 2 games on the road. We need these last 2 games on the road. We need them. The momentum of our team is real going into these two games. I think we will keep the heat on. Facts. We need to, for sure. Paul says Sam Darnold price tag is going up every week. He's probably looking at a 2-year, $40 million deal. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier because of the idea of looking at the possibility of bringing back Sam Darnold on potentially a 1 to 2 year deal. And we looked loose in the cold, which was crazy. Coldest game in franchise history. We can do it. Oh, absolutely. We can definitely do it. I mean, we got to remember the Saints and the Bucks, we've already beaten them once this season, so it's very possible. I mean, we kept Tom Brady and his offense out of the end zone, so we're very capable. Not to mention, they're on a 2-game losing streak. 2-game losing streak right now. So, Bucks are struggling. Shoot, they've lost as many as 3 in a row this year. So, Bucks are vulnerable, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they look like going into next week. We got to see what they look like going into next week. Let's see. Kevin McFarland says that sideline toe tap throw from Sam Darnold was elite, and the great catch by DJ. Oh yes, yes. Oh yes. But hey, that's DJ. And congratulations, y'all, to DJ Moore. He has surpassed 5,000 yards receiving in his NFL career in his first handful of seasons playing. Oh yes. Oh yes. DJ Moore. Over 5,000 yards in his career. That's what's up. I love it, I love it, I love it. Kevin says, some sources are saying we should bring in AJ Bouye for the rest of the season to help Horn out. If he's available, sure. I'd say if he's available, why not? Why not? Because we're gonna really need some help there. We're gonna really need some help, especially if he can't go. Yeah. The most impressive play was the Laviska Shenault play. The tackle breaking was insane. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Indeed. Indeed. That was quite a run after the catch, which, I mean, he's known for getting yak, so can't say that I was too surprised. Paul says the deep passes the last couple of weeks from Sam have been a beauty to watch. Yeah, he's been putting them on the money, but to be honest, y'all, I have to say my favorite play was the Terrace Marshall catch while being kind of sort of shielded from the defender, and he jumped over him and still made the catch. I'd have to say that was my favorite play. I mean, the DJ Moore catch was excellent, but that Terrace Marshall catch was, I'm telling y'all, let Terrace Marshall get him some more touches and he stays healthy, he could blow up into our number 2, y'all. Watch. Watch. Let him get some more catches. He gonna blow up into a number 2. Terrace Marshall made a great contested catch too. Facts. Sam Darnold pocket presence was great. Yes, indeed. And once again, didn't get sacked. No turnovers, didn't get sacked. Now, one thing we have to wonder is, can Sam Darnold transition into a franchise quarterback And will the stats show? Or is he meant to be a game manager? Do y'all honestly believe Sam Darnold could become a franchise quarterback? He's still 25. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Could he become a franchise quarterback? Kevin says he's not folding under pressure, and 250 yards is not too bad passing. We got a little passing game going into the playoffs, possibly with an elite run game sometimes. I think we could expand on the passing game for sure. But I mean, you know, with how well the run game went today, I mean, we didn't need a ginormous size amount of passing, thankfully. But still, 250 yards is still really good. And Paul makes a good point. Give kudos to kicker Eddie Pinheiro as well. It's not easy kicking in the cold weather with tricky winds out there too. He's been sent money besides that Falcons game. Oh, he hasn't missed since that Falcons game. He hasn't missed. He has not missed at all since that Falcons game. You know, got to give credit where credit's due. Pinheiro has been on fire, and honestly, if it doesn't work out with Zane health-wise, I don't know. I could be bold as to say, why not? Why not keep him? Why not keep Pinheiro? I mean, if he finishes this season only missing 2 field goals and an extra point, or excuse me, yeah, 2 field goals and an extra point. Or is it? No, it's a field goal and extra point. Yeah, I think it's a field goal and extra point. Part franchise, but not showing in the stats, but a game management mostly. Kevin says I think so. Sam Darnold can win games and take a team to the playoffs. From Paul. Jeff R says Sam can be a franchise quarterback. He has the attributes. Kevin says maybe Eddie is just not a game winner kicker, but not a lot have veins of ice. 2 field goals were bad, but I'm proud of him now. Yeah. Oh, you know what? A toast to an incredible victory today for the Carolina Panthers. And Merry Christmas to all. Thank y'all for your love and support for this channel. And it's always good to see y'all, and God bless y'all. To the Carolina Panthers, and to everybody who supported me. That's good. 250 yards a game over a 17-game season is 4,250 yards for a season, which is pretty good. Yeah. And you know, I gotta say, now I know we haven't seen a 300-yard passing game yet from Sam Darnold, but I think the big thing that stands out, y'all, 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers from Sam Darnold. Is this the same Sam Darnold that had the pretty bad season last year? And this dude has come in and has not thrown a single pick. Are we talking about the same Sam Darnold? What? Huh? Happy holidays, Cruiser. When am I going to get another shot at your owie, Cruiser? When you going to stop ducking me, Cruiser? Just because you won the tiebreaker, you just going to disappear? I'm totally joking. We won this game by being powerful and just simply outplaying the other team. Has Sam thrown an interception since returning? Nope. Had any Panther quarterback ever gone 4 or 5 games in a row and not thrown an interception or have a turnover? I don't think so. I don't think so. I wanna think if Cam has even done that, but I don't think so. I don't think so, Paul. Exactly, Blitz. Just imagine if we give up on people too soon. Here's the thing, though. I can understand everybody's frustration with Sam after last year, because technically he did come from the Jets to a better team. So I can understand the frustration from last season. Mr. Gemini says, yeah, not even a fumble. You're right, not even a fumble. I mean, the frustration is justified, though. Especially after how last season went. I can understand how people felt. But like I said, it's an arguable point. Jeff R says, Blitz, I owe you an apology. I gave up on this team in our season when we lost to the Niners, but you kept the hope alive, and here we are. Oh, hey, we're fans, man. You know, we gonna let it all out, and I totally get it. I totally get it. Dude, it's all good. You gotta remember, I'm the same person that was ready to let go of Eddie Pinheiro after that Falcons game. I wanted him gone, fired, out. Look at him now. Hey, I'm eating my words too. Because Pinheiro has yet to miss since that Falcons game. Yeah. And like I said, I emphasize it because I learned the hard way as well. And also in that 7-8-1 season. So I totally get it. I totally get it. So nah, you good. You good. We're family. We family. Paul says, with a heavy run-centric offense that Wilkes wants to have, any quarterback in this Panther offense will have a hard time exceeding 300 yards, for that's not this team's offense. That is a good point. We have been run heavy at the most. Have definitely been run heavy. Jeff R says, now let's give Ben McAdoo another chance. Well, he's still here. And like I said, he called a good game. He called a good game. Not the first time he's called a good game. Shoot, he called a great game in the Buccaneers victory. Shoot. I just want him to be consistent. I just want him to be consistent. But like I said, he has a chance to prove me wrong. I don't see him coming back, but hey, he's got the chance to prove me wrong. I better not see another 4 pass plays at the goal line, though. I better not see that again. Shoot. I'll tell you that right now, Jeff R. I better not see another 4 pass plays on the goal line again. I better not see that again. Cruiser says Sam Darnold is still capable of becoming a franchise quarterback when he's supported with a solid offensive line and a run game. The Jets had an awful O-line when he played for them, which is one of the big points, and even Jet fans have made this point before. One of the big points was, the Jets organization. And honestly, it looks like the Jets' hopes for the playoffs are starting to slip away. Because the Jets, haven't they been on a losing streak? Ooh, they've lost 4 games in a row. Ugh. Jaguars looking like they're trying to sneak in a playoff spot. They trying to win the division. And then somebody on their team got suspended for gambling. Who was it? Miles Austin. Ooh. Y'all better stop that gambling. Y'all better stop that gambling. Oh, man. The Jets aren't making the playoffs this season. Yeah, they're probably not. They're probably not. Mr. Gemini says, last week was a fluke. Today in the Seattle game is the real Panthers team. I don't know. I don't know if necessarily last week was a fluke, though. Mainly because we're 1-7 against the Steelers. I don't know if that's a fluke, Mr. Gemini. We've never had good luck with the Steelers, unfortunately. But yes, I do believe we will whoop up on Tampa Bay. The Jaguars are in line to winning the AFC South division for sure. Yeah, the Titans have been slipping. The Titans have actually been slipping. And the Jags trying to work their way up in there. Yeah, the Titans have lost 5 in a row. Ooh. Ooh. They've lost 5 in a row. They went from winning 5 in a... No, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, they went from winning 5 in a row at the beginning of the season to now on a 5-game losing streak. Man, what the heck, Tennessee? Well, Derrick Henry's still getting his, but the Titans choked today against the Texans. That they did. And the Texans now have their second win of the season. Oh, man. Wow. Panthers went 0-4 versus the AFC North this year. That is true, actually. Oh, my God. That is actually true. That is true. Because we came close but couldn't beat the Browns or the Steelers, and we got stomped by the Bengals and the Ravens. So, yeah, that's right. We lost to all 4 AFC North teams. Ugh. 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 But the sad thing is, 2 of those games, Baker Mayfield started. 1 PJ started. 1 Sam started. Titans won't win another game this season. The L train is off the tracks for them with dysfunction, injuries, and yeah, I agree. Lack of player leadership. Gotcha. Vrabel is losing grip on that locker room. Ouch. Tennessee didn't have Tannehill today, but still, it's the Texans. And Malik apparently struggled. I think he threw 2 picks. He struggled badly. I don't know. A lot of folks are saying Malik Willis ain't it. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but a lot of folks are saying Malik Willis ain't it. We really should have had this division already. Facts. Titans finish versus the Cowboys and Jaguars. Yeah. Oh, man. But then we got the Saints won, and we know the Bucks play tomorrow. Tannehill is out for the rest of the season. Oh, so he is out for the rest of the season. Oh, no. Oof. That's gotta hurt. But yeah. It's too early to make that type of judgment on Malik Willis. Well, I mean, rookie year. I mean, it's gonna have the ups and downs. Titans can't score more than 17 points a game. Let me ask y'all this, and then I actually got to get going. J.C. Horn, what we gonna do about the lineup, y'all? if J.C. Horn can't go these last remaining games, what are we going to do about the secondary? Let me get y'all's thoughts on that. The Jags are making the playoffs. They're in the lead. They're in the lead. Tannehill has high ankle sprain, looking at 3 to 4 weeks at a minimum. Gotcha. Also, I gotta give him a shout out. Congratulations to Christian McCaffrey making it to the playoffs once again, second time in his career, but as a 49er. AT lifts. Welcome to the stream. Lions made the Panthers look like the best team in football today. Yeah. 320 rushing yards. That's crazy. Y'all, we haven't had that type of rushing duo attack since Smash and Dash. D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart. That's the last time we had that. We didn't even have that with Stewart and McCaffrey. Y'all, I think we really got to consider re-signing and keeping Deontay Foreman. I think we got to keep Deontay Foreman. Chuba Hubbard will still be here. He's still on his rookie contract. Joe Valesco says sign a cornerback. J.C. Horn will be okay, I believe. So, Mr. Gemini, he could wrap the wrist and technically could still play. I don't know how much pain he will be in, but it's not impossible. But, I mean, Horn at 100% is a big deal. So, J.C. Horn will be a loss, but not going to break our team, the defense. We got Luvu, who is a cornerback and linebacker. Wait, he plays some cornerback? Well, even if he does, I think we still got to keep him at linebacker. Super Trebo says, hey, Jason, what do you think the chances of Tom Brady and the Bucks were losing tomorrow? And are you worried they win tomorrow night? It really doesn't matter. As long as we win our games, it doesn't matter what they do in these other games. We win our games, we're in. I mean, that's what the analysts say. We win our games, we're in. Tampa Bay could win or lose this game. It won't matter. It won't matter. As long as we win our game, Super Trebo, that's what matters. A Bucks loss would be nice, but we focus on doing our part. We do our part. They can win. They can win tomorrow. They can win the last game of the season. Wouldn't matter. We do our part. Bucks can kick rocks. Paul says 2022 quarterback class is doo-doo. This doo-doo. Pickett will be decent, but not the others are backup types. Yeah, True thought of that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Luvu can't play cornerback. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought he was actually serious. I wasn't actually sure because I didn't know him like that. I didn't know Luvu to the detail like that. The Bucks will win over the hapless Cardinals. Yeah, we have to also remember the Cardinals are without Kyler Murray, so there is that. But yeah, Mr. Gemini said it best. We control our own destiny. We control our own destiny. We do our part, then it's all good. Panthers win out. They finish out 8-9 and win the NFC South no matter what the other teams in the NFC South do. Facts. Not to mention Super Trebo. Super Trebo. I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. Super Trebo. With the Bucks. Where was all this when they were on a 3-game losing streak, including when we beat them 21-3? I gotta ask that. I gotta ask that. Because I hear your concerns, but where were these concerns when they were on a 3-game losing streak, including against us? I got to ask you. Was J.C. Horn honestly a factor in this win? Because the other O-lines are bad, and our offense was the reason we won. Not to take credit away from Horn, though. Of course he's a factor. He on that field, he's a factor. Hands down. I mean, it's a bummer that he got snubbed, from the Pro Bowl. I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, not to mention, JC had 6 total tackles, and, he was doing his thing. He was definitely doing his thing. But do you think we'll make the playoffs? Honestly, I'm convinced. After beating Detroit, I think we got a great shot. Do you consider bringing back Josh Norman? Is Josh Norman even available? I didn't even think he was available. Well, it looks like he is. Sure. I mean, I don't know how he would do in the Steve. Well, yeah. Forgot to ask, how's the weather in Raleigh? I bet it was freezing, Jason. Morel's into South Carolina was freezing cold today. Oh, yeah, it was incredibly cold today, for sure. Incredibly cold today. Right now, it's 22 degrees right now. But we had a crazy wind chill, though. AJ Bouye would be the best fit because you played last year in our defense. But Henderson and Keith Taylor will suffice. And they are both decent corners in general. I don't know. Keith Taylor got abused in the Steelers game. He got abused in the Steelers game. I got to keep it real. He got abused in the Steelers game. He got picked on badly. Just as badly as when C.J. Henderson got picked on, Keith Taylor got picked on badly last week. But C.J. Henderson is having a better second half of the season. He's having a better second half of the season. I will say that. But I wouldn't be against bringing back A.J. Bouye. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back A.J. Bouye. Last year, Keith Taylor was decent, though. Yeah, he had some moments. He's young. He'll continue to grow. He'll continue to grow. Oh, and y'all, let's not forget, we shut down the run game. On defense, y'all, we shut down the run game. What was it, 45 yards of total rushing offense from Detroit? We shut down the run defense. We shut down the run. Jared Goff was their leading rusher. 3 carries, 15 yards. We shut that run down. Jamal Williams couldn't do diddly squat against us. Yeah, he didn't do diddly squat against us. Shoot. Um, Kevin says, I just don't think this cornerback situation will be a big deal because we are winning games in multiple categories now. Well, today was a win for sure, but here's the thing. Jared Goff still had a field day. I mean, 355 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. I mean, thankfully, and we struggle to get off the field sometimes. We do struggle to get off the field sometimes. So, I mean, just proper adjustments, I think, hopefully will work, but, we still have a bad habit of giving up the big play. We have a bad habit of giving up the big play. So, the Lions are the best O-line left. Bucks and the Saints don't have a good O-line. That is a good point. I think Brady's been sacked a good bunch this year, hasn't he? Well, I don't know. Brady's only been sacked 19 times so far this season. Not as high as I thought. Not as high as I thought. And then Andy Dalton. I'm not sold on Andy Dalton. Which, I mean, he struggled today. I think definitely the Saints will be exposed with Andy Dalton. I think the main thing with the Saints, we just stop the run, contain Taysom Hill. But Andy Dalton doesn't faze me at all. In defense of Keith Taylor, it's about matchups, and Steelers' Deontay Johnson is a quick, speedy route runner and a bad matchup for the bigger, slower Taylor, whose technique was okay, but he lacks the speed. Yeah, and like I said, definitely one of his worst games, Keith Taylor. And like I said, he's young, he'll grow, because he has shown some flashes. I mean, in the Seattle game, he hung with, what was it? I think Metcalf on one play that he was able to knock the ball down. So Keith Taylor has his moments. He definitely has his moments. Unfortunately, Kevin, that is true. J.C. Horn did let a big throw from Goff, but he did well. Unfortunately, it is true. He did give up He did give up a big play. Not the same Bucks O-line from 2020. I mean, true. I mean, Brady's been sacked 19 times. I mean, yeah, it could be more, but it could be more. It could be more. Super Trebo says, do you think Steve Wilkes will be Panthers coach now no matter what, Jason, or do you think he has to win the division? If it were me personally, win the division. We need to see if he can overcome adversity. We got to see if he can overcome adversity. I say, if he can, why not? If not, we have to think about options. Paul says, now Dante Jackson would have been a much better matchup versus Deontay Johnson, but he's not available. I thought they could have used JC on Johnson and Taylor take up the bigger Pickens to mix it up. Yes, it was J.C. Horn. Unfortunately, that's probably like his one bad play all year. Um, Overall, how do you feel about the yards of offense we put up today? Were you surprised a little? I was very surprised, but well, no, I take that back. I was surprised, but I was happy to see Ben McAdoo take advantage with his game planning, given the rankings of Detroit's defense. Because Detroit's defense was lackluster. And I'm just happy to see Ben McAdoo take that into account with the run game. And, we had some success with the pass game as well, but I really like how he stuck with the run. He stuck with the run. Like that first drive, Sam didn't throw a single pass that first drive. He didn't throw a single pass until that first drive, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, the game plan was what really stood out to me. And I just liked how Ben McAdoo took advantage with the fact of those rankings of Detroit's defense, and he went in. If Wilkes is not rehired, then the entire dynamic of the team changes for the future. The run-centric offense maybe goes, a quarterback situation brings another, a new regime comes in. Very possible. Very possible. But my thing is, when are we going to finally take the next step? And we have the opportunity to take the next step by winning the division. And I think Steve Wilkes should be able to prove to each and every one of us that he can help lead this team to do that. Cause I really feel like I'm just tired of settling. I'm just tired of settling. And I think it's so unfair to us. We haven't made the playoffs since 2017. It's 2022, about to be 2023. Like, we got a chance to win the division and make the playoffs. We need to capitalize. We need to capitalize. I mean, it is what it is, but right now we need to capitalize. Starting all over again instead of building what has been accomplished the second half of the season. So to me, you hire Wilkes and build upon what's been started. I mean, and that could happen. That could happen, but like if you ask me, I can only speak for myself, and that's why I'm like, I got to see the final record. I got to see the final record. Because I think we've done way too much settling as a fan base. And that's just my opinion, but I think we've done way too much settling as a fan base. But it is what it is. But I do believe, after this victory, I believe we are capable of winning these last two games and making the playoffs. I do believe the Tampa Bay game will be a little bit more difficult than the Saints game, but I think we're very, very capable. I think we're very capable. It's not playoff or bust to me. You hire a new head coach, and entire staff sets this team back 2 years. Offensive lineman coach Campen has been a godsend, and if they lose him, would be a major mistake. Possibly, but I'm not going to assume. that it would set us back. I'm not going to make that assumption because I don't know. I'm not going to make that assumption. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I'm not going to assume anything. But like I said, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Thankfully, we have one more win than we've had the last handful of seasons. So that's a plus. That's a plus. But we need to finish strong. And we have the opportunity to finish strong. And if we don't, it'll be disappointing. It'll be so disappointing. We need to go for these moments and capitalize on these moments. Even if it means we are first round eliminated in the playoffs. At least we prove we can get there and overcome adversity. When are we finally going to overcome adversity? We haven't done it yet. Now is the time to do so. I mean, I get what everybody's saying, but right now, it's been a long time since we've overcome adversity. And we have a chance to do it now. So why not do it now? Like like I said, I'm sick and tired of settling. I want to win now. I want to win now. Agreed, Mr. Gemini. They need the playoff experience. We hadn't been there since 2017. We need to do it now. We need to do it now. Because I'm sick and tired of settling. Oh, well, you got one extra win. Yeah, well, we'll sign you on full time and such. Like, to me, that's settling. That's settling. Versus, you know what? You got us to the playoffs. You put all your chips down. You overcame adversity. You answered to the challenges and overcame them. We're in the playoffs. You're locked in for next season, the next season or two. Both just sound very different. I want to win now. I want to win now. Tired of settling. I want to win now. And we have the chance to win now. And if we don't, it'll be a ginormous disappointment. But I'm going to leave it at that. About to head on and I'm going to do a Zoom with a friend of mine. I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's been an awesome time. Victory going right into Christmas Day. I love it. But yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep pounding. Let's go do this, y'all. Let's go win now. Let's get ready for Tampa Bay. Not worried about what they do in the Cardinals game. Let's do our part and win these last two games like I know we can. Y'all know we can. Y'all know we can. So let's do it. Steve Wilkes, you know you can. I'm rooting for you. So do it. Ben McAdoo, on the games that you're successful, you look good. But then on the games we fail, you look bad. I know you can do it, so do it. Keep pounding. I love y'all. Merry Christmas. God bless. We'll see y'all soon.